As the little girl was fording the river one sunny afternoon, one of her flip-flops came off of her foot. She began screaming to her brothers and sisters to help as she helplessly watched her flip-flop slowly float away. As she made it to the other side, she began to run as fast as she could along the shoreline, looking for an opportunity to retrieve her shoe. All of her brothers and sisters gave chase as well. The shoe floated farther and farther down the stream, with the little girl running along the bank of the swollen river. Then, at a place where the river became a little wider and the current a little less swift, the little girl jumped in. She could not swim very well, and she struggled to make her way to the flip-flop. At that moment, her brothers and sisters made a human chain to rescue their sister, who had already gone under once, firmly holding her flip-flop. When they got her to shore, everyone rejoiced. Then I asked Mike why this little girl would risk her life for a flip-flop. Was it because her parents would punish her for losing it? No, replied Mike. It's because that may be the only pair of shoes she will ever own, and she knows if she lost one, then the other would be no good to her, and she would then have to go barefoot. And if you are listening to this and not fully understanding it, let me explain. When a child is born in Nicaragua and other third world countries, the family starts saving for that child's first pair of shoes. And yes, many teenagers still wear the first pair of shoes given to them, and many have feet problems as a result. People are poor, and food quickly becomes a priority over shoes. Every day is a struggle just to survive. This reminds me of a kid when I was in the 5th grade, when his mother would buy him a new pair of shoes for school, but not the $60 name brand ones from a department store, but a simple $10 pair from the discount store. He was appreciative just to have a new pair, but at school they became known as Bobos, and he was teased by the other kids because they weren't the Nike or Reebok brand shoes. He was even teased at his high-water jeans. But one kid didn't care and became his friend. Tragically, he drowned last year, but his name will be on the bridge plaque. A person who saw that kid for who he was and not for what his parents couldn't afford. And the other kid, well, there he is, now on top of the world, going and helping to build bridges in Nicaragua and El Salvador for others, where all they can afford to buy their kids is a simple pair of flip-flops. What does all this have to do with the bridge? Well, how many of the community kids are teased by other school children because they have to cross a river on foot to go to school because their community can't afford to build a bridge? That during the rainy season, they have to change out of their wet clothes when they get to school to the dry ones they pack. Then when they become adults and cross the river to go to work, packing dry and clean clothes is something they must continue to do on a daily basis. A pedestrian bridge is more than an economic stimulus and will do more than save lives. It will build self-esteem and give these people a sense of pride like they have never known. It's not just a bridge. Here we go now. Down at the river, the children are playing, dancing, and music, singing and swaying. A little girl's crossing, a beautiful singer slips off a rock and is forced to linger, stepping more slowly, stepping more slowly, stepping more slowly, making her way, but loses her shoe, slowly floats away for sign and pointing. Then she starts crying. Now everyone's thinking that someone's dying. Then she goes running, she goes running. She goes running, slower than faster, the shoe keeps floating, but it drifts just past her. The river is narrower, swifter in churning, but she keeps chasing till her legs are burning. She needs a bridge. She needs a bridge. She needs a bridge, a safe way to cross with bridges to prosperity and the power of the cross. We're all working together as one team, supporting the mission, providing the means, cause people are drowning and rivers impede, and bridges of hope are what people are needing. Listen up now, the river comes wider, calmer and slower. The people are yelling because everyone knows her. In the middle of the river she struggles out too, but makes her way and grabs that shoe. In third world countries, third world countries, third world countries, people are drowning. She goes under, everyone's frowning, grasping that shoe and gasping for air. One brother jumps in, he's almost there now, making his way, making his way. Making his way, he grabs at her arm. That river is mean, but it did no harm. Her life is saved as people rejoice in losing that shoe she'd have no choice in. Singing and dancing, singing and dancing, singing and dancing, running and playing, dirty and barefoot. She be home praying, no money for clothes, no food on the table, wanting a new pair, but her parents aren't able. A little girl crossing, little girl crossing, Little girl crossing, loses one shoe, now looking and screaming, what can she do? The villagers watching as she starts running, but BTP's there, bridge of hope is coming, a bridge is coming, a bridge is coming, bridge of hope is coming.